All right, local swell trackers, it is May 7th, and I'm back. Had incredible vertigo the last 5 weeks, but I am back on my feet, and let's do it. Starting out there with Storm Surf's hindcast model, going back about, well, Thursday, basically a week. See this fetch right there off the east coast of New Zealand? Well, that's the culprit for why we've seen our swells actually all the way from Cinco de Mayo, and we've had a 1, 2, 3 punch from the systems. And I'll click in the animations, and you can see there's a lot of fetch down there with several reinforcements, 3 in fact, and a lot of it was, if you kind of take a look at it, went off here to our east. So here we go, starting off with the first south-southwest. It goes to the south and then sends a lot of its energy off to the south. So that is probably why we were limited in consistency and epic size, though there were reports of a few spots hitting up to 5 feet. Most of it was 2 to 3 plus, occasional 4s. And it's okay, it's early still yet in the season. So let's start in the animation again. We'll run through the loops and show you as time goes on. We're going to start seeing some Tasman sea swell. We're going to get some swell from this guy underneath French Polynesia, Tahiti, right there. That compact storm could send us up some south-southeast swell on the 13th. I have everything written down on the big picture, so I'm just articulating with the videos, but you can read it all up if you forget the dates. So again, a south-southeast swell from this guy, the 13th, 14th, and the 15th, and then starting on the 15th and 16th, we start to see swell from the Tasman Sea. Okay, now we're at today's models. Yes, I know what you're looking at. You're not looking at the one in the Tas. You're looking at the one out here to our southeast, out of our swell window. But indeed, that'll be sending off 30-foot waves off to South America again, Chile. Just going to be cranking. Starting in the animations, though, we're going to pay attention to some pulses all over here in the Tas. Over the next week, we have several, including that little one right there, and then this big one to finish up the 7-day forecast, which travels up. Fiji should be getting about 15 feet on that guy. So we are looking really good. Again, a little bit of a system down underneath New Zealand for the middle of the month. Some long period stuff from the Tasman Sea. We might see a pinch of long period stuff from the sideband swell, since this guy's so big. But rolling through the loops one more time, you can take a look at these little pulses off here in the Tasman Sea, which we'll start to feel on the 15th with a better shot of southwest Tasman Sea on the 21st. All right, now we're up in the North Pac because it's still active. It's quieting down. High pressures, the blue areas clockwise here, have been dominating, keeping trade wind swells at 2 to 4 feet average for the last 3 or 4 weeks. And there's another high moving into the picture too that's going to ramp up the trades and trade wind swell over the weekend. But we're going to be paying attention to this surface wind spinner up here off the western Aleutians. And as we click in the animation, you can see this guy spins quite a while up here, and that will be moving down across the dateline and sending us up a lot of fun waves. It's already registering on the buoys. It hit this morning at 14 seconds, this guy right here. And I'll pause the animations right there and talk about it. So we are looking at 3 to 5 foot north-northwest swells for Friday and even into Saturday, since this guy kind of stalled or occluded up here and allowed the seas to grow. It's not high winds, but allowed the seas to reach their full potential. And this is pretty nice, again, since it is heading towards the middle of May. And this guy will be lasting through the weekend, spreading out the crowds, spreading out the south swell reinforcement that we were just talking about. So again, running through the loops one more time, you can see it quiets down. Now this is going back out quite a ways, but you can see the upstream trade wind fetches that we've been seeing since early May. And those trade wind swells are going to continue. But then again, here's that guy that spun in place there for a while, and that's the guy that's going to be bringing us up some, solid 5-foot waves at sunset's my guess, Friday into Saturday morning. And we do have the tropics lighting up here with some typhoons, and I'll get to that later in the forecast. All right, now we're at today. You can see some light fetches here, the remnants of that swell producer for Friday, Saturday. The ones I was just showing you, but again, it's finishing its track to our north and weakening. There is a typhoon off here in the west, from the western Pacific Basin. It is time for the tropics, and the Philippines going off, and they're having a lot of contests down there. So yes, indeed, they'll be pumping as far as their surf goes, and just pray that there's no damage. This is what we're looking at over here, we're not going to see any swell. It's not going to recurve up into Japan and send a west swell to us. No, this is Typhoon Knoll, or the Philippines are calling it Dudong, and it has strengthened quite a bit here. It's a Category 3. Well, it would be a Category 3 hurricane. All the difference between a hurricane and typhoon is just what side of the date line you're on. If you're on the west side, it's a typhoon. If it comes from over here, it's a hurricane. The other side of the 180 date line. Okay, so running through the animations, there's the first typhoon. Here's potentially the second one. Is tropical depression now. Over here closer to us, we have soft storms, but this is the one that's most promising, that forms and crosses the date line in the middle of next week. And that should bring us up to 3 feet 14 seconds on the buoys, which will equate to 2 to 4 feet sometime on Sunday, and then fading quickly from there. As you can see, this system passes off to the north of us and fades quite rapidly. So again, the North Pack is quieting down. You see these soft systems that keep it from going mill pond flat, and this is another little trophy area that'll bring us up short period stuff. But this is going to be the real guy here, and once again, all written down in the big picture. Taking a quick look at the great animations, great tool. You can see the trade winds flowing, broad fetches, keeping the trade winds up in that 2 to 4 foot zone, and actually up to 5 feet for the weekend. We get these little teeny swells. This is the remnant from the northwest we'll be seeing on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We got a little bit of stuff forming. I was just showing you here. That big high pressure going counterclockwise below the equator is gargantuan, and a lot of zonal or west to east tracking fetches. But then we do see the Tasman Sea trying to light up here. But take a look at that high pressure. What a beautiful animation. And we'll pull in here a little bit more for the North Pack to show you. Again, it is not going completely asleep. You can see the typhoon off of the Philippines here, and the next one forming in the basin right over here. All right, let's take a look at the jet stream. You can see some wobbliness. The jet stream is weakening, and it's bouncing up and over the high pressures. You can see these two loops right here. The blues over here are the high pressure that's moving off to the east. Here's the next one moving in. That'll keep our trades even stronger over the weekend and keep our trade wind swells going. And we'll keep moving in the animation. You can see, again, lots of blue, but there is some troughing trying to come off of Japan. It's weak, but we still are going to be seeing some swell from this trough right here in about 7 days. Down under, we have the northern branch dipping down the wrong way. Not much swell generation right now, the northern branch being dominant. And then as time goes on, you can see a lot of the troughing going on here, right here. Late in the forecast period, a lot of troughing going on deep in the TAS. As you can see again right here, I'll let the animations run through one more time right there, and sending up a lot of swell, especially to Fiji, and we'll get about 1/3 of what they get. And we're hoping for some 3-footers from the southwest. All right, let's take a look at the hand-drawn surface charts. Here's the high I was just talking about moving off, keeping the weather pretty nice over in California. Here's the new high pressure. It'll be 135 millibars, pretty strong guy. And again, really whipping up upstream trade winds, and nearby due to the just extreme winds we'll be seeing. Well, not extreme, but just moderate to strong, I would guess. And then, again, some of these little bits and pieces of low pressure keeping the North Shore definitely doable. These lows you see that are ending up in the Gulf over here are what will be bringing us up our waves as we speak into Friday and Saturday. So, again, clearly high pressures beginning to rule. Now we are down at the surface. Now we jump up to the water vapor loop, showing features 20,000 feet up. Atmosphere is relatively stable. The brown areas are showing the dry sinking air. This is the intertropical convergence zone here. We will not be seeing any weather from this. And all in all, looking very nice. As we begin to drill down, these are the infrared loops showing the clouds moving with a nice east-northeasterly flow. The higher wisps in the jet stream. Drilling down a little bit further, you can see most of the clouds will be banked up against the windward and Malacca areas. That's where the showers will be. Highs will be about 83, lows about 73. Beautiful springtime/summer conditions, and the trade winds aren't going anywhere. Here's the loop showing the rain, again, mostly off to the windward side. Little bits and pieces here spilling over, but all in all, just gorgeous weather. These blues that you see here are the instrument readings. That is not rain. These little specks, that is, in fact, rain. And we'll end up with this guy right here and wish you a wonderful day. We will be back here in a week as I am getting my strength back and a little less dizzy before I got vertigo. Aloha for now.